to Burundi. Yes, the protest is still going on because Mr. President Nkurunziza has insisted on running for third term by fire by force. Do you guys know that more than a dozen people have been killed? At least 13 people have been killed. And the man is still insisting. In fact, I was so upset this week when he addressed his people and he said, okay, I hear all your cries. I promise that if you let me do third term, I will not do fourth term. I was like, hey, thunder go fire you. Look at this man who is talking about fourth term with you. People are saying no to third term and he's talking about fourth term. I mean, this is a typical example of the saying that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Did you guys know that the vice president of Burundi's constitutional court, that is a top judge, one of those that were supposed to decide on the legality of Mr. President's nomination for a third term, fled the country. The man fled the country. He said the pressure was too much on him and some other judges at the constitutional court. They just wanted them to approve Mr. President's intention to run by fire by force. He said he was even getting death threats. But as soon as the man left Burundi though, I heard that the other judges ruled that Mr. President's third term bid is legal. Apparently, 4 of those judges were forced to approve it. Of course, the protest continues. One person was burnt alive this week. Some people are saying that he was burnt by protesters. Others are saying that he was burnt by a militia group and that they are trying to frame the protesters. I spoke with a Burundian activist this week here in the US and he told me that Mr. President actually trained a militia group that is now killing and intimidating those opposing his intention for re-election. Someone else wrote me, by the way, and said this is actually a Hutu-Tutsi issue.
Not at all. There have been reports over a year ago that the ruling party has prepared some militia group called Imbonerakure. They were taken to Congo to receive military training in case the elections do not go in their way, their favor, or in case there's resistance. All these Imbonerakure group will resist.
Wow, can you imagine that? I mean, this was the same president that was advocating for peace between the Hutus and the Tutsis. Now, no transportation, a lot of people are stranded in Burundi. Not only has the president banned social media, but I heard that even the use of cell phones have been banned in many places in Burundi. Primary school students were supposed to write their entrance examination into secondary school. Many of them were not able to write their exams this week because of the ongoing protest. But why are other Africans quiet about this? That's what I don't know. Although I heard that the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon asked the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, to intervene. I was like, what? Like, no, seriously, that must be a joke. Museveni has been there for like, how many years? 29 years. He's been ruling Uganda, even though he used to yab African leaders for staying too long in power. And then, you know, I happened to read that the UN denied it. I was like, yeah, they better deny it because that would not be good. Anyway, the First Lady of Burundi, who is a pastor, like I told you last week, the woman has said nothing despite the number of lives lost because of what her husband wants to do. I heard that she's still going to church to pray instead of talking to her husband. I'm like, what? Just talk to your organ now. Tell him to step down. Is it by fire by force? Both of them are insisting that it was the Lord that anointed her husband. But the Lord can also anoint other people as well. Don't be so. But you guys know I don't know anything. We'll see what happens with this coming election in Burundi. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.